In this session, we are going to talk about the leads system. There are lots of videos on my channel regarding the lead system, but this one is going to have everything, which means if you want to know everything that you need to know about the lead system, what is a lead, how to convert it, how the system is working, how to operate it, and so on, this session is for you. So before we begin with what is a lead and so on, I want to give you the final step, why it's worth watching this video. The idea is that whenever you work with the lead system in a proper way, you get reports. Now, on this screen, you can see a sample for a dashboard. It's a very basic one, but still you get the idea. On the top, you can see what's going on with your business, the pulse. Now, you also see here, for example, how many tasks your team missed, which is a very important indicator. Clicking on it can give you a breakdown of those tasks. Now, here you can see all your orphan leads. All those are leads that came to the system, which are 109. Those 109 leads were not followed up on time, which means you pay money for marketing, leads coming to your system, and your team is not working properly on them. Now, not properly means they didn't call them on time, which means lead came in, no one called them. It means that the lead responded to your salespeople for a message, on a message or something like that, and no one came back to them. It might be that your lead is waiting for something and no one came back to them as well, which means bottom line, there need to be some education session and help your team get on top of it. You can see on the bottom the funnel from the lead source, where leads are coming from, and then how many leads created, how many leads converted to opportunities, which means here they were converted, and how many of them money in the bank account. And bottom line, you can see, for example, that you have some lead sources with a relatively lower conversion. For example, people that are coming from the website, you have 40% conversion versus Facebook ads 72% conversion. What's going on there? And then you can drill down and see the problems and fix your business. In addition, you can have great reports. For example, people that are coming as new leads and how much time it takes the team to call them back. The benchmark here is 30 minutes. You can see that both James and Jesse, both of them are calling on time and they're doing a good job. In reality, because this is a test system, you will see that it's going through the roof. And when you click, you can see the statistics for each lead and what's going on with them. Here you can see the time, and you can work with your salespeople to improve it. You have real calls versus fake calls. So if employees are saying, yes, I called John, but because we are connecting with your phone system, we see that no one called them. So you see that it's a fake call. Also here, you click and you can see if there was a real attempt, and that is the real attempt, which means call logs from the phone company versus what was reported, okay? So all those things, and you have a bunch of reports here, all those are eventually coming based on integrations and based on proper use of the lead system. Let's go to the lead system. What I want you to know before we begin, that what is a lead, because some people will have different terminology coming from different systems. In my world, the Zoho world, a lead will be someone that comes to your business from any lead source, your website, social media ads, newsletters, trade shows, phone calls, whatever it is. They're coming to your lead system and they're, for the first time, landing in. They're not existing customers that want more deals. They're new people to your business. And when those new people come to your system, they will need to be qualified, which means someone needs to talk to them, have a conversation, and see if they are a good match for your business. which means they have the money, the will, your service is answering the pain points and so on. From their side, they need to know if you are the right fit for them. And a conversion will not be when someone is paying you the money. The conversion will be when someone will say, yes, I'm interested to listen, to hear more, to get a quote, anything that is a next step. That will be a conversion, and then they won't be in the lead system and they will be converted to the deals. Now, some people will say, if, for example, a lead comes in, why do I need to have a full lead system if it's just about the phone call? And the reality is that most people are not answering your phone calls. Most people are busy, and you will need to have 10, 15 attempts before you're able to reach them over the phone. And it's not because they don't want your service. It's because they are busy. And your job using the lead system is to try to follow up with them and do a good job on that side. So this is why you have a full lead system in place. And we'll talk about the blueprint in a second. But there is a process, a predefined process that every salesperson needs to follow in order to follow up properly, so they will do a good job and management will know exactly what's going on with this specific lead. Now, there is something called lead source, okay? And the lead source is where the lead is coming from. And let's go here to the lead sources. Yes. In some companies, you will have lead sources coming from websites, social media, phone calls, email, trade shows, referrals, and much more. The goal is to understand where leads are coming from, so you will have proper attribution. And in some cases, I would like to go even deeper, and we will send UTM parameters, and you will see the campaign. So let me try to give you a lead with all those details. Okay, that is not empty. Okay, so Harrison Ford, before he did Star Wars, he did the CRM. And you can see here that you see that he came from a Facebook campaign. Now, this is not great. I will say Facebook 2025 ABC. So that was the campaign name. So I know it came from Facebook, and this is the campaign that he came from. And based on that, if he will continue to be eventually a deal, I will know how much money came from him and how much money I spent on the campaign. And then I will have some kind of an understanding what's the ROI for this specific campaign. So you're not only betting on results from a lead source, it's about which campaign in the lead source. And of course, you can go also to the level of a keyword and much more. In my company, every video that we create brings leads, and we know exactly which video they saw, which if it's coming from LinkedIn or Facebook or YouTube. We know exactly what's going on. Or they can even from a book. So we know exactly where they're coming from. Very, very important. Next, we are going to talk about the lead status. The lead status is super important. The lead status is usually a pick list. You see here that I cannot really change it. It's because we apply the blueprint on it. In some systems, you will click on the lead status and you can change it manually. There is a big problem with it because you let salespeople do whatever they want and there is no process in place. First of all, new employees that's coming to the business, you don't force any process on them. You just give them the knowledge and you hope that they will do the right thing, which they're not. We're humans, all of us. It's not about them as people. It's about us as humans. We don't remember and we slack. All of us. So that's a problem. If you have some kind of a process, instead of telling the salesperson, when a new lead comes in, try to give them a call. If they're answering, ask them those questions. But instead of that, you click on a button and the questions are in place. Now, you can also have conditions that if someone, for example, is saying SMS, there will be another box being opened that it will say what is the mobile number of the lead. Because without that, it's not good. You know that you need to connect with them with SMS, but you don't know their phone number, so not great. And we see those issues all the time with companies. So this is very, very important. Another thing is to have some kind of an automation in the background, which means if I'm trying to call this person and there was no answer, I will click on a button. The system will ask me if I want to send any automation, like a follow-up email. Hey, John, I tried to call you, there was no answer, and so on. Or I don't want any automation. But in any case, if I choose or not, there will be some automations in the background, such as a follow-up will be scheduled automatically. You see here, for example, for tomorrow. Today is May 7th, this is May 8th. And the follow-up reason is attempt to call with no answer. I didn't need to do it, it was done automatically. Now what I'm showing you here, it's a patent system that I created, and I'm not trying to sell you the system. I'm trying to give you an idea of how to use the system in the right way. Everything needs to be automated and works together. Okay, it's very, very important. Now, in addition, there need to be some integrations in place. The bare minimum will be integrating with your email system. In Zoho, there is a way to add every employee email into the system. And then when I am getting the lead for the first time as an account manager, for example, I can click and I can see all the history of all the emails that everybody sent. And also with Zia, I can summarize the emails and have some kind of an eye-level overview of what's going on with this lead. Super great. Phone calls need to be integrated as well. Once you integrate the phones, you will have recordings in place, and those recordings can be used later on with AI to analyze how you're closing leads the best way, what you're saying to them, and so on and so on. You can also have the call logs, which will allow you to understand when leads comes in, how fast you are calling them, lots of goodies that come with it. Those will be the two super basic integrations that you want to have, the phones and the emails. In some cases, we also use our ABR Ring Central SMS system or Twilio SMS system. We have a bunch of extensions that are in the marketplace, but the idea is to have everything together as one piece without the need to plug in information manually. Everything needs to come together automatically, otherwise no one will do it and your system will not be good. Now, let's talk about conversion. You can see on the top that we created a button that is the APR convert lead. You can use the basic one that's coming with the Zoho CRM that you click on convert, and now the system is asking you a question. If you want to add it to an existing customer, who it is, or contact who it is, if you want to create it as a new one, and then what is you want to put in the opportunity, lots of questions. We find that people are getting lost with all those questions. Instead of that, we created a special button that you can create it as well. It's not proprietary. You click on the button and the button is automatically knows what you want to do with duplicates, how to merge them, what to do with the deal itself, how to create it, the naming convention of the deal. Everything is set in place, and you can see that now it lands me on the deal. I name it opportunity, but you can also name it deal, opportunity, transaction, job, whatever you want. So everything is automatic. It's saving people from trying to analyze what to do with every lead that comes in. Very, very important. Next, we have on the left side, we have the activities. The activities will include tasks, meetings, and calls. Now, you have two tabs. You have the open activities and closed activities. In the open activities, you have everything that is in the future or not closed, such as a meeting that's supposed to be today will be on the open activities. The following day, it will be moved automatically into the closed meetings. A call that took place in the past will be in the closed activities, while a future call that I'm scheduling will be in the open activities. A task that is open will be in the open activities, and task that I closed it will be in the closed activities, which means it's giving me the past and the future, which is super, super convenient. I really, really like this section. Next, you have the notes. The notes are super important, and most companies are not using them properly. The idea of the notes is when you are getting any piece of information that is necessary, that everybody will know, put it into the notes. So we see, for example, clients that they gave a proposal of $10,000 to the lead. The lead said, you know what, interesting, but it's too expensive. And the salesperson will say, you know what, I can give you for 9. The client says, you know what, interesting, let me think about it. They will come back and after a month, and they will say, you know what, I want to go with the proposal. This salesperson is no longer with the company or already forgot, will send them $10,000. And then the client says, you already gave me 9. And they will say, no, not really, the price is 10. All those things can be avoided. All the information needs to be in the system. The notes will be the bare minimum for you to log information. If you want to do a really good job, update the proposal, send the proper proposal to the client, and do a good job on the data entry. You can also, once you have notes in the system, you can summarize them with ZIA, which means even if you have lots of notes, in a second you click on a button, you summarize, and you know what is the eye level of all that. In some cases, you will want to have products assigned to your lead. I don't really recommend it, but in some cases it is required. You will select products from your system, you click on them, and they will be added to the system. I think it's overkill because when you are trying to qualify someone, you don't give them a specific solution. You just try to see if they're a good fit for your company and you are a good fit for them. And if it is, you progress them to the deal system, which we talked about it last week. So in this case, I think it's overkill, but if you do need to add the products on the lead side, you can do it as well. And whenever you convert the lead to a deal, those products will carry over into the deal system. One more thing, very important. Whenever you have your lead system, the lead will be the beginning of the process, and then the lead will be converted into a deal after that. There is in the system, in Zoho CRM, there is a way to manage the lead conversion process. And let me show you what I mean. I don't want to make it as a too technical session, but you go to the modules and fields, you hover the leads, and then you go to the lead conversion mapping. You will see that on the left side, you will have all the information about the lead, and then how it's going to carry over to the account, contact, and opportunity. You see here, for example, that the admin status override, this field, is not going to be carried over to the account, contact, or opportunity. That means that on conversion, whatever you have in this field is gone forever. You won't be able to retrieve it. This field as well. The city is going to be copied to the billing city, to the mailing city of the contact, and it won't be in the opportunity. So you can go over that, and you can see which fields needs to carry over and which not. Okay? Also, it's part of the very important department. Now, in addition, you have also ZIA. ZIA can do lots of cool things. If I click on ZIA, you can see that I'm getting here a prompt. You can ask questions, or you can just click, for example, on the record summary. It will grab all the details, and it will give you a good summary. This is actually a very useful way to analyze the information. I won't wait, and I will continue. You can also click on the 3 dots, and you can click on Enrich Now. So enrich data. Let me just change here the email to something that is more real. Okay. And if I will click now on Enrich Data, based on the email, it will grab the information. And then if you want, for example, to change the name of the company from James to Amazing Business Result, which this is true, and the phone number is correct, and this is assistant, yep, everything looks good. So I don't want the email that was proposed because this is the company email. I want the person email. So this is better. Also, the phone number here is incorrect. It's a dummy number. Let's have the real number. The website address, and sometimes you have more information. This is our support email. All that is correct. I can click on update, and then it will update the information. This is one way to do it. There are also more ways to do enrichment, like in a waterfall. So we are accessing 10 different sources around the world and combining one picture that might include LinkedIn, the LinkedIn URL, even to the level of hobbies of the person who is contacting you. If they had any fundraising, a number of employees, revenue, lots of good stuff. So all that is possible, not with Zia, but with third-party integrations. Now, also you will see here that you have a bunch of different options. You can click on them. There are many things that you can do here. I'm not going to go into the details, but lots of good stuff can happen with this area. Now, this area here, it calls the business card. You can choose up to 5 fields to present here. Let's assume that I don't want to have the title. I can click here. I can select a different field, and then it will be presented here. Now, if we go to the leads, you will have most people using the old leads, and it looks messy with lots of leads, and it's terrible. And what I prefer to do is to go to a view that is designed. The view will have only 67 leads and not hundreds. And those will be the leads that I need to handle today. In our case, we are using our own proprietary system. In your case, it can be something else. But the idea is that you know what are the leads that you need to handle today. They will be listed based on priority, when the top ones will be the most important. And as you go down, it's less important. You will have all the details that you need to have, including when to contact them, what's their existing status, and what's next for the lead. All those are giving your salespeople a real quick way to know what to do and do it fast, without thinking, going to the record, clicking around, going to the notes, going to the email. It's time consuming. Now, in our case, the follow-up reason, the status, and the next follow-up are being populated automatically. In your case, it might be manual, but in any case, someone needs to enter this information and someone needs to do it. Next, I want to go to the campaigns. The campaigns module, it's not Zoho campaigns. It's just the module campaigns in Zoho CRM. You will have here all the campaigns that you are running, such as the Facebook 2025 ABC that I just created on the lead side. But if I will click on it, in my case, I should see only one opportunity because it was a lead that I converted to opportunity. So you can see that I have one opportunity. Here I can see that I have one contact. This is my opportunity. There was no cost assigned to this campaign. There was no revenue because this is a fresh new lead. I didn't also set an amount. And you can see all the information here. Once you have a real system that you have people coming in, I think this one is a demo, yes. So you can see that I have here a campaign. The campaign cost me $14,000. Revenue, money in the bank account is 10. And then I have here in the pipeline another $12,500 in the pipeline that can be closed from one deal. So right now, this is a losing campaign. I lost $4,500 with a potential of $12,500. Very quickly, you can see what's going on. We also have analytics that shows you real details about all that. I'm not going into analytics and too much details, but at least you can see the idea. The reason is to have campaigns based on logic, not based on hope. Or some businesses are saying, what? Do you want me to stop the campaigns? It doesn't make sense. How do I get business? But you're looking at the campaigns. You see that you're not getting any business from them. You're losing money. You spend more than you get. So why do you continue spending money, right? So when you have data, it's not anymore a conversation. It's more of, yep, I understand what I need to do. Now, if we go back to the lead, I will make you dizzy. We'll go to the lead. I will go to campaigns, other places. You will see. Okay. So if I will go back to the lead, you will see that I have here the blueprint. Now, the blueprint is a function, a feature in Zoho, but once you have a logic into it, and it's a step-by-step approach, it becomes a playbook. The playbook is a logical set of instructions that you apply on your team, so everybody will do the same thing in a consistent manner. It starts with a blueprint that is applied on your lead system, and on conversion, there will be a different one, a different playbook on the deals, on how to process a deal. So those, from everything I talked to you until now, that will be the number one thing that you need to watch out for, and you must do. Having a company running without a proper playbook, it's not great. Now, I'm not trying to sell you services, I'm telling you the truth. If you want to have a proper playbook, you need a third party to do it for you. You cannot do it in-house. And the reason is that you need someone to come from the outside with understanding of how to structure those playbooks, what are best practices in your industry and similar industries, and also ask you questions that you will never ask yourself, because someone that's coming from the outside, they are cold, they don't really care about why you thought that this is the right move. They're coming with their own way of thinking to trigger new questions and new way of doing things. So in that case, you have a very good way to eventually end up with a very nice system that will serve you for a long period of time. I also want to give you the idea of the CRM police. The CRM police is a term that I came up with while authoring a new book about Zoho CRM. The idea of the CRM police is a function in the business that's supposed to make sure that the data part is always good. So there are no duplications in place, and the data is properly entered, and no one is putting garbage into the system. Just make sure on the data side that everything is great. This is a function in the business that's supposed to consume maybe 3 to 4 hours a week. Maybe. In big systems, it will be maybe 10 hours a week. So it's not a full-time job, but it is a job that someone in the team needs to take on themselves. Usually those will be detailed people. And those detailed people can force the system. They're supposed to come back to management with their understanding of the system and what's going on before they're contacting the team members. Otherwise, if the management will not do it, no one will take them seriously. So this is important. If you want to deduplicate leads, you will go to the leads, and then you will click on the 3 dots. And then from here, you will have deduplicate leads. You click on that, the system will ask you if you want to deduplicate based on emails, based on phone number, based on email, and so on. And then once you do that, the system will show you all the duplicates in your system. The CRM police also will need to do a little bit more things. They will need to go to the audit log, and they will need to see, to watch it and see if something not appropriate happened here, if some workflows were not triggered properly, if there is any automation that is lacking, if someone deleted information and they're not supposed to. You have also the bin, the recycle bin. Here you can see everything that was deleted. And sometimes you will see people deleting things that they're not supposed to. One more tip. Only trusted people, C-level, high-level managers, supposed to have the ability, the permission to delete and also export. Otherwise, remove those abilities from everyone else. Usually when employees making mistake, they will cover their tracks by deleting information, which is a problem. Someone deleting your contacts and deleting your deals, it's crazy. And also sometimes we see employees, unfortunately, selling the company's information. They go to the export, they're getting paid $5,000 a month while they're exporting your information and getting $60,000 from a competition. So, very painful. So just know who is getting permission and how. If you want to play with permissions, there are videos on my channels about it. But you go to the setup and you have those profiles and roles and sharing. Those areas will show you how to manage permissions. It's very straightforward. And if you need help, Zoho support can help you. I have lots of videos, and obviously you can always connect with my company. We happy to help anyone. So next will be the integration part. As part of the integration, you have the Zoho Marketplace. If we go to the settings, you will have the Marketplace. You will have here lots and lots of different integrations that are available. Some of them will cost you money and some not. If you go to the Zoho section, all of them are not paid integrations. So that will be here. You can integrate with the Zoho Webinar, which is a fantastic system. FSM, if you have FSM enabled. Route IQ to manage how to dispatch and track the route of your salespeople. Zoho Backstage for events, Zoho Meetings for, again, many. You can click on a button and then the integration will take place. It's relatively simple to do. It's super nice. Those will allow you to extend your system much more. So if, for example, I need to have a Zoho webinar, which means people that are doing webinars will be logged also on the CRM side, and you will have an idea of who is doing what. Super useful with a click of a button, right? This is the Zoho One idea, which is fantastic. You can also have more integrations. If you have Google Mail or Calendar, you can click here, you can sync your contacts with Zoho, you can sync your calendar, Google Ads, Google Chat, bunch of integrations. You can do almost similar things on the Microsoft side. Bottom line, you have a bunch of abilities that are baked into the product that you can just bring them in. Very nice. Recommend you to try some of those extensions. Are really good. We also have a bunch of extensions. If you go to the all and you search your ABR, all the extensions that we created are based on pain, real pain that the customers had, and we solved it. And eventually we made it into an extension. All of them, we can install them for you, customize them for you, and all that for free. So it's a nice service if you need any of those pain points solved. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about will be the lead automation. There are lots of automations that can take place with leads. You will have some businesses that will need to integrate with maps, so they can see the house that they are going to service, a 3D version or anything like that, and that will be shown here on the screen, right? So it will integrate the map system into your lead system. Sometimes you need to have a POS to charge people on the spot. You can do that as well. Sometimes you need to integrate with AI, such as an AI assistant or AI chatbot that brings the information into the CRM. That can be done as well, no problem. The goal is that you have one system, and this one system will include everything that is happening with the lead without the need to go to more places. Okay, this is very important. So far, I dumped on you lots of information. There are more things that you can do, but what I gave you so far, it's about 95% of our companies are using the lead system. If you will just do that, I can promise you that you will have a huge difference in conversions, money in the bank account, based on this one session, okay? So thank you very much for watching this session. We'll try to provide you more videos that are in the same sense. Those videos are very difficult to create because we need to collect information from how other companies are using the lead system, what's moving the needle, and creating those kind of videos, okay? Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next session.